Hey there, Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Moon, Aquarius Rising. Welcome to your reading for December 26th through Happy New Year, Sunday, the 1st of January of 2023. So you guys have some interesting cards that came out for your overall energy. You have the card of memory and the card of purification. And so I feel like you're kind of doing a little assessing of what's worth fighting over and what's worth just letting go and moving on from as we conclude this year. So there's a real opportunity for you to, oh, wow. Okay, yeah, you're getting rid of things that do not work for you anymore. I think it's going to be around relationships. It could be work relationships. It could be a career situation, but it feels more. It's emotional. Whatever it is, it has affected you on the emotional level. We have the card of Rosemary, which is the memory card, and the Snapdragon, which says purification. The purification card really says this is blooming and this isn't. So kind of like when you have a flower, if you pull off, if you deadhead it keeps promoting new growth. And so there's like relationships or groups of relationships where there's growth in some aspects and not in others. And so there's a need to release and let go of the parts that don't work for you in order to promote what looks like a really major healing energy for you. I see major healing coming through in these cards, but it comes down to your ability to discern what has value to you and what doesn't, and your willingness to, with tact. That was one of the things that the book actually, I want to read it because I don't want you guys thinking I'm picking on you, as I'm not, and I want to make sure I get the words right. So it says here, with this Rosemary card, listen to your intuition as it is calling you at present to be wary of gossip or becoming tactless or too forceful. So don't engage in gossip. And what other people are saying is not necessarily the truth. So this is you not spreading gossip, but you also not taking gossip at face value. That's number one. And number two, being truthful and authentic for sure. We have the Queen of Winter here for your overall energy. But being truthful and authentic in the kindest way possible without negotiating away what you're trying to say. Like sometimes, oh gosh, sometimes some people will, okay, I'm one of those people, so I'm a Cancer, and we kind of like try to angle our way in there and say things so that people understand what we're saying, and but it won't hurt them. And a lot of people don't understand what we're saying when we do that. It is not helpful. And so what's really great about Aquarius is you guys are very, this is the facts, Jack. But there is a way to do it in a kinder way than just being totally blunt. So how you manage that will depend on the situation. But this overall energy, the Queen of Winter says, let go of people or things that no longer serve you. Now is the time to focus on your career. This is a time to focus on what is important to you as an individual. So I feel like there might be groups of friends or family members or something like that where you're like, I need a little break, I need a little distance. You guys are really making this it's almost like disengaging from the drama is what it feels like. Like there's too much drama over there. I don't have to deal with. I'm not going to talk about that. And so this week is a week where you disengage from anything that feels over dramatic because you are focusing on what you're trying to accomplish. Here is the key to the situation. We have the Six of Winter or the Six of Swords, and this is that energy of, moving toward positive change, moving away from energy that doesn't work for you. For some of you, you could be traveling. It is still, holiday season and so be careful while you're traveling, slow and steady. When I see the Six of Winter, that's like moving forward, but at a pace that's very comfortable. Again, some of you are traveling because how do you transform the situation? We have the Chariot. But this is success that comes from dedication and self-discipline, celebrating your accomplishments and being in the spotlight. So the Chariot is the 7, right? In Tarot, it's the 7. 2023 is the year of the 7. And so this is the energy of 2023. And so I kind of want to focus on that for a moment here. because this is the energy of aligning your actions with your intentions. This is very deliberate aligning of our actions with our intentions, seeing the big picture of where we're going and being very deliberate in the steps that we take in order to get there. And that becomes really important for you when you're choosing and deciding what you're going to do. The action to take here is the Star card. So one, maintain the hope on a situation. The Star also feels very much like clarity to me. But this is look to the future with hope and optimism. And happy changes that bring relief from challenging times. And so we have, again, this healing energy, this moving forward energy. This is right in the center of the spread. This is how do you transform the situation, the key to the situation, and what action to take. And so what creates healing for you? What do you need to release and let go of? It could be negative feelings, and you could choose to just forgive and not. Forgiveness is not. You don't need to tell someone when you forgive them. You can, but it's more important that you actually forgive them, because what that does is it releases that burden. You're no longer carrying it. Like when you let go of the anger, the resentment, the disappointment around a situation, a person, or an event, when you do that, then you are no longer burdened by it. And it frees you up to move forward with this healing energy towards something that is much better for you. And so this forgiveness thing is a gift you actually give yourself. It is the holiday season, the season of giving. Here's a gift you can give yourself. It's about saying, I don't know why they did it, but or why that happened, but I'm sure that that there's a lesson in there, not only for me, but for the other parties involved, right? And so that's their problem, their journey to figure out. I just need to figure out what I learned from it. So what did I learn from it? What did I learn about me? How did I grow? What's important to me? What am I going to focus on, and what brings in the joy and the happiness in my life? And I am going to move forward in alignment. I'm going to take actions that move me toward this healing energy, because the healing is the key here. And so releasing and letting go of what doesn't work. And so in the area of resources, you have the Judgment card. It says renewal. Review the past and the present so you can plan a bright future, understanding your life purpose, and releasing judgment of yourself and others. And so when it comes to forgiveness, forgiving ourselves first is always like, when you learn how to forgive yourself for doing things that you think were wrong actions, right? Making mistakes, they were learning opportunities. They were growth opportunities. And when we learn to say to ourselves, okay, you know what? I did the best I could given my situation, what I knew, my skills, my maturity level, whatever it is, right? And I learned from that, and I grew from that, and I'm moving on. And when we learn how to forgive ourselves, it's super easy then to look at what other people do and say, they just didn't know any better. Why do you think Jesus says, Father, forgive them, they do not know what they do? A lot of people just don't know what they're doing out there, right? And so it's about saying, okay, look, I know you don't know, because half the time I didn't know what I was doing. And when we learn to say that it's okay for us to make mistakes, it's okay for us to learn and to grow, then everybody else on their journey and what they're learning and growing then becomes not your baggage. And the idea is to move lightly through life, learning, growing, and having fun. We're supposed to have fun here, right? So we have these pages bookending. Well, no, that's not a page. It looks like a page. Okay, so we have here this Page of Wands, the optimism, the enthusiasm, the energy. That's what's been draining. It's like it's a holiday season. I'm supposed to be having fun, but I'm going through this healing process. Okay. So in the heart space, you have the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups is to love yourself, to give to yourself what it is that you need. And where you've been trying to gather information and guidance, you have the Nine of Autumn. And the Nine of Autumn says to go ahead and assess where you've been. What have you learned? How have you grown? What are you, it's like giving yourself a pat on the back for all of your successes. Acknowledging to yourself what you have accomplished. So take a moment to do that here this week in this space between the end of one year and the beginning of the new year. You know, the energy of the 6th, which was 2022, was the energy of soulmates. And there was a lot of healing energy that came through. But it may not have felt like it. It may have felt more stressful because we were all like having things brought up to the surface that we had to deal with. And yet, here you are with your star card, your card here. So we have the card of the year and we have the card of you in some really important places in this reading. And so as you allow yourself to move forward, to release and move forward, the healing comes in and the success comes in. The self-mastery comes in. 17 is an 8. 1 plus 7 is 8. That's self-mastery. This is learning how to really identify what is of value to you and knowing your own place and importance in the universe because you're worthy. And here this nurturing card as being the struggle, this Queen of Summer, this nurturing, loving ourselves card, knowing how much to give and being open to receiving love and support. That's been a challenge. And so there's a lot of reasons it could be a challenge. And yet, just because it's challenging doesn't mean you don't work toward being able to accomplish that. And so this Judgment card becomes very important. Your ability to release and let go of things allows you to anchor into a much stronger energy. I want to pull a card for this. We have the energy to anchor into is the 5 of Spring, which is like the 5 of Wands. I think it's understanding that you don't, where you are uncomfortable. The 5 of Wands is competition. It's people arguing. It's people, you know, putting their needs and wants ahead of everybody else. Where that doesn't suit in your life, I really feel like you just let it go, move past it. That's what you're going to deadhead out of your life. Yeah, okay. Yes. So if the energy is too competitive and not collaborative, you don't need to be in that energy. Aquarius, you're more about collaboration, right? So you have on your own terms. Then there's a bunch of stuff on here, so let's read it. She waited a really long time to be saved until one day she decided to save herself. And it was a very good day. You don't need somebody else to come in and rescue you. You're going to save yourself. In this card right here of the 6 of Winter, quite often you see somebody being moved across the river. And here it's his own magic that's moving it across. Nobody's moving it but himself. You save yourself by cutting out of your life situations that don't make you enjoy life. You don't need to deal with it. Set yourself free. All right, Aquarius. Wow. Freedom. There you go. You guys have a great week. If you want to know about that Mercury retrograde, I'll be pulling cards for it on December 25th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time Zone US. It's a premiere video. And so that means the chat is live. So come and join in the chat. And I'm on Facebook every day. Happy 2023. I think that's going to be a year where you really, 2023, the year to set yourself free. There you go. All right, you guys take care. I'll talk to you soon. That's fun.